Dramatic scene in London. Wikileaks founder Julian Assange arrested and dragged to court. The Ecuadorian embassy that held sheltered him for 7 years gave him the boot. CBS reporter Ian Lee is live in London and tells us Assange faces extradition to the U.S. Ian.
And Juliet, it was a chaotic scene out here in front of the Ecuadorian embassy as Julian Assange was dragged out by British police. Ecuador's president said that his asylum was no longer viable. Assange shot back saying what happened to him was against international law. Well, however you want to look at it, Assange woke up in the comfort of this embassy, and tonight he's in a cell.
Julian Assange was dragged from the Ecuadorian embassy in London. Disheveled and transformed with a thick beard, the 47-year-old Wikileaks founder shouted, "The UK must resist."
They must resist.
London police made the arrest after Ecuador withdrew Assange's asylum status. Once in custody, he was hit with an indictment from the U.S. Justice Department. It accuses him of conspiring with former U.S. intelligence analyst Chelsea Manning to hack into a Pentagon computer in 2010. Assange published thousands of classified government documents on WikiLeaks. His attorney says they will fight the U.S. extradition request, but that they knew this day would come.
I've just been with Mr. Assange in the police cells. He wants to thank all of his supporters for their ongoing support, and he said, "I told you so."
Assange flashed a peace sign as he arrived at court, where the judge quickly found him guilty of skipping bail in 2012.
The judge blasted Assange, rejecting his excuse that he didn't get a fair hearing. He called him a narcissist who couldn't get beyond his own selfish interests.
After 7 years, Assange had worn out his welcome at the Ecuadorian embassy. The country's president described him as discourteous and aggressive. Lawmakers in Washington said Assange should be returned to the U.S. to face charges.
I'm glad the wheels of justice are finally turning. He will get a fair trial, but he deserves to go to trial.
An extradition hearing is scheduled for May 2nd, when Assange will appear in court by video from his prison cell.
So, Juliet, that extradition process could be quite lengthy, possibly taking years, and expect Julian Assange's lawyer to fight tooth and nail to keep him out of U.S. custody. Meanwhile, WikiLeaks is reaching out to supporters asking for donations because this is likely to cost them quite a bit to defend him. Juliet?